Hey holes! Welcome back. Today we're gonna be doing r/confession. Confession. I don't have a voice. Confession.
I have a confession.
What?
I'm sad that Matt Pat is leaving YouTube.
Can I be real?
You don't care?
I don't. I didn't watch him.
Well,
how are you, Daryl?
I'm doing pretty good. I am kind of in the middle of a cold. It's not
I get that.
like the worst thing in the world, but there could be better things going on with my life right now.
No, I feel that 100%. I'm still sick. I still sound like asshole. And we're out here.
We're not working ourselves into the ground here. We're having fun doing this. It's just like I'm
having a miserable time.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm having a good time. At least one of us is having a good time. So we're going to make this content for you guys, whether she likes it or not.
Yeah. My first one is by user objective-27433. I tricked some guy from another country into thinking he was getting a job. One day I was bored and was going through different subreddits.
Okay. All right. That's normally how it starts.
Yeah. One day I was bored and was going through different subreddits, and I happened to be on some Latin American subreddits. Oh, Jesus. I was on the subreddit for the Dominican Republic, and there was this guy who was looking for work as a driver. Since I'm a terrible human Since I'm a terrible human being, I decided to fuck with him and send him a message saying that I was willing to hire him. I lied to him and told him that I lived in the Dominican Republic and that I was rich and owned multiple businesses. I told him that I was going to pay him well and have him as my personal chauffeur. He seemed really excited and he asked to meet at a McDonald's in the Dominican Republic. I said sure.
Oh.
I know. And the next day he texts me that he's at the McDonald's waiting for me. He sends me a picture of him waiting and I decide to block him. He was able to tell that I blocked him, and he then posts that I should go to hell and that he hopes I die in the worst way possible. At the time, I didn't really give a fuck, but now I feel kind of guilty for doing that. I can be a horrible person sometimes. I'm sorry. Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
All right. Holy shit.
You sound fucking awful.
Yeah.
Wow. At the time, I didn't really give a fuck, but now I feel kind of guilty for doing that. Bro.
Yeah.
How about you fuck off?
You just decided to just like destroy somebody's hopes and dreams because you were bored. Damn.
That's cringe. Someone said, I hope you're really young. That way you have enough time to ask yourself, why are we doing this? What are you really angry about?
Who didn't hug you? How many hugs did you get when you were a kid?
Who didn't hug you as a child?
Oh God, it's like that during the pandemic, I think it was when those celebrities were coming out with those videos. I forget who it was, but it was if I was your mother, I would have loved you so much you never would have been a terrible person. And it's like, what are we doing, people? What the fuck are we doing here? What the fuck is this? Why are we?
Do you remember that one actress that made that video? Vladimir Putin. If I was your mom.
Oh, that was it. That was the one. That was the one. I thought that it was like a bunch of different like horrible people. Or was it just Vladimir Putin?
No, I think it was Putin because I think it was during the Russian Ukraine like whole thing. But yeah, no, don't fucking lie to people and be like, I have a job for you. Cause bro, like, so I have family in the Dominican Republic. Some parts of that place are not doing that great. You know what I'm saying? Besides like the touristy areas, like they're doing pretty all right. But some people are genuinely struggling to find work and to, live. So to just fuck with someone like that.
Out of sheer boredom.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I certainly hope that they're young. And
it seems like it, because it really does not seem like they give a fuck.
Absolutely cringe. What a way to start off this video. Holy fuck. We can only go, I was about to say up from here, but we could continue to go down. This
one's a little longer. Oh, whoops. It's by user I am not _a_robot_. The title is I might have started a very large rat infestation in my neighborhood.
Oh.
Ooh, that's interesting. Okay.
I'm imagining that scene from Ratatouille, where the old lady is. You've seen Ratatouille, right?
I've seen Ratatouille.
You know that scene where the old lady is in the house and then she just starts shooting everything when she sees Remy, and then when she shoots the wall, she just sees that her whole house is just infested with rats.
Oh, for context, a few months ago, me and my dad went to visit my grandma, who lives on the other side of the city. While I was snooping around my grandma's storage room, I saw these rain boots, and for whatever reason, I decided to ask my grandma if I could have them. Now, when I got the boots, nothing seemed off. I thought they looked quite normal and clean looking on the outside, so I didn't bother trying them on. When we got home, that's when I found out how strong. When we got home, that's when I found out how wrong I was. Thank God I didn't put the boots on. My dad did. He felt something squishy and disgusting on his feet, so he dumped the contents of the boots, and then we saw there were baby rats inside each boot. I'm not talking like 2 to 3 baby rats. There were a lot, maybe like 40 to 50 in total.
Oh my fuck! What? Okay, listen. Okay, so okay. I've had friends that have had rats as pets. We know someone that has had rats as pets. Our friend, also fellow content creator, Sheikah Wolf.
Yes.
Go follow Sheikah Wolf on Twitch.
A bean. God damn it.
She has owned rats. In a pet context, I think they're totally fine. I have no problem with that. But
that's
first off, those poor fucking baby rats.
Yeah,
but
no,
also
literally.
oh my god, that's also really gross at the same time.
Squishy and disgusting. They look like they had just been born. It was so horrifying and nasty. Some freaking rat had turned it into a nest of sorts. My dad immediately thought about killing the rats and getting rid of them, but I couldn't do it. No matter how disgusting they were, I still felt bad for them. Their mother was probably frantically looking for them, but my dad insisted. Of course, I did not listen, and I decided to dump the mice on the shallow part of the neighborhood's canal system, hoping they would survive. What? Okay.
You're gonna have an army of sewer rats raise up
Like
and just take
what?
over the neighborhood.
I told my dad I had dumped them into the canal to drown them, but I lied. Now I forgot about this entire incident, and I have even worn the boots on several occasions. Okay, what? But recently, I noticed a few rats scurrying around the neighborhood. These rats were huge. Not New York City levels, but still pretty huge. They were as big as kittens.
Wow.
I thought nothing of it, but then I heard several neighbors complaining how there were rats inside their homes, and that's when I connected the dots and realized those rats might have been the same ones I dumped a month ago.
Oh, you think so?
And that's pretty much it. I live in a nicer area, so our neighborhood was pretty clean up until those rats started scurrying around the streets, in the garbage, and in people's houses. Even our house was no exception. My mom screamed in the early hours of the morning, and that's when I knew they had invaded our house as well. People were getting mad and complaining, and I am horrified. The local government unit has already gotten involved, and I think this is becoming a very big issue. The rats are everywhere now. I seem to be the only one who has realized, and my dad seems to be oblivious, and I plan to keep it that way. I know it might sound like nothing to you and all. I know it might sound like nothing to you all, but every time I hear a scream in our neighborhood, I do feel a little bad. I seem to have made things just a little harder for everyone living here. Edit. I'm sorry I may have given the impression I was a disgusting person for keeping the boots. I grew up in a household where the furniture would be rearranged every Sunday just to make sure every spot would be clean. Back then, I just thought it was such a waste to throw them away when they were still usable. I did deep clean them. I used a shit ton of cleaning agents to make sure those boots were not nasty anymore before I even put them on my feet. But yes, I should still have gotten rid of them.
Like I said before, about our friends have had rats as pets. Like I said, that's one thing. These are just, rats that are just like living in the wild, So
and unfortunately, they do carry a lot of diseases.
Yes, they do. So this is I'm not trying to dogpile on it here, but man, you fucked up. Like that's
100%.
That's insane. Like I imagine walking around one day around the neighborhood and hearing a scream across like a couple houses down or something like that, or just seeing the rats skittering across the street or in someone's yard or just up on the curb or something, knowing that Those are your sewer rat. That's your sewer rat army that you made.
Fucking Master Splinter up in here.
And the fact that the local government has gotten involved at that point, I would be like trying to find a new town to move to.
I would be in a different country, actually.
I mean, I can't imagine how hard that's going to be to get rid of. I don't know. I'm not like, I don't know anyone in pest control. I don't know how, like, I don't even know if that's like a job. I'm sure you can get pest control involved, but I don't know if you have to get, like, is there like, are there people above pest control? That are,
I don't think so.
Like SWAT pest control?
SWAT pest control. I'm glad that you didn't kill the rats because that would have been fucked up because they were little babies. But maybe you should have found somewhere else.
Or called somebody.
Yeah.
First. Handed the boot over. And like, here, your problem now. That's what I
Take
would have
these
done.
boots.
You'd be killing two birds with one stone. You'd be getting rid of the baby rats, and you would be getting rid of the boots. And a third one, this wouldn't have happened. This purse post is posted by Orca Lover 65. I lied about seeing angels as a kid, and now my mom thinks I'm quote-unquote spiritually gifted. You know those stories of like a kid that died in an operation or something, or in an accident, came back to life, and then said, oh, I saw God and I saw the angels and they were welcoming me to heaven, and then they end up on Oprah.
Not Oprah. Like, or Ellen.
Yeah, or Ellen. But then it always turns out to be, it comes out months later after they've gotten all their like gift baskets and money from Oprah and stuff like that. Or, you know, maybe they ended up on the Dr. Phil show or something like that. If it went south, I don't know. But it always turns out that it's more than commonly that they made it up. Anyway, I saw this post and it reminded me of my childhood and me seeing posts like that, or like reading story
back when I lied.
Because when I was a kid, I was I went to church every Sunday and whatnot. You know, I was a good Christian boy. I have no issue with anybody that wants to practice religion or has a certain faith or belief. I just personally myself, that's just not where I have. As I've gotten older, I haven't continued to go down a religious path, but anybody who does practice religion, totally okay. Does not bother me, none.
As long as you don't use it for hate.
Yes. Which
unfortunately is very common.
Very, very common. And kind of a big reason why I got out of religion in general. But we're going to go on. Anyway, so when I was a kid, I didn't get much attention from my parents because I was homeschooled and didn't need as much help academically as my siblings. So I ended up being on my own most of the time. I usually got attention by throwing fits/tantrums so bad that they simply could not be ignored, and it worked. But I hated how my family hated me because of my tantrums and how I couldn't be taken outside of my house because my parents believed I would throw a fit over something small, which was fair because I did often do that. I knew my mom was, and still is, very religious and believed in guardian angels, and that she was very naive and gullible. So I decided I would tell her I saw angels at night and they talked to me and stuff like that. She ate it up, no question, and for a while, I got a good amount of positive attention because of it until she eventually forgot about it or didn't care anymore, or at least that's what I thought she did. Turns out, she remembers, and now she's even more religious and is super into prophets and healing, prayer, and spiritual gifts, and believes that because I was visited by angels, I must have some gifts or blessing from God of some kind. I've tried telling her I made the angel thing up for attention, but she doesn't believe me because apparently a kid as young as I was around 7 or 8, wouldn't be able to make up a lie like that.
You'd be surprised.
You'd be surprised. It's getting irritating because she tells people I'm quote-unquote blessed or something, but I'm not, and she refuses to believe me when I say it never happened, and now I have this weird mix of guilt and anger, and I'm just not sure what to do, or even if I should do anything at all. I just wanted to rant about it because I feel like my mom is crazy and is obsessed with the idea of one of her kids having powers from God, and I'm the kid she chose to project her delusions on. She puts a lot of pressure on me to have these abilities that are impossible and inhuman, and she tries to drag me into her church groups and spiritual circles because she thinks I have some connection to the other world. But I don't have the ability to do what she wants me to do, nor do I care enough to even pretend like I can do this stuff because I'm just so fed up with her spiritual crap. Also, as a side note, my mom calls my family's history of mental illness a quote-unquote generational curse. And I'm just thinking of holes. Like, there's no curse on this family. And she thinks my battles with depression that I've had since childhood are quote unquote spiritual attacks. And she uses my mental illness as proof that I'm spiritually gifted because, according to her, I would not be quote unquote attacked if I wasn't powerful. In parentheses, I think she's kind of insane, to be honest.
That's wild. Oh my God. You can kind of. So usually when like kids resort to like tantrums and like acting out as a form of like getting attention, it's because their parents usually do not give them attention and just kind of ignore them, you know? So it's unfortunate that he had to like, well, I don't know, he like OP had to make this extravagant lie in order for their mom to like give a shit.
Yeah.
And like actually care. And I love the mental health denial. That's
the mental health denial seems to be a very common thing in
very religious people.
Certain very overly religious people. I don't know about you, but if somebody, at least most of the churches that I went to, if this were a thing where somebody brought their kid and was just like, oh, he's like spiritually gifted, like he has powers, like God gave my kid powers, they would probably look at them and be like, no. It's kind of the treating your kid like the second coming of Jesus, I guess.
Yeah. Like now that they have some kind of like quote unquote connection to your religion, now you're actually giving a fuck and like paying attention. I feel bad for OP having to deal with
really bad
parents
for OP.
like that, you know?
Yeah.
I can imagine the fucking trauma and just like all of the issues that could come with that.
OP was a kid when this happened, so
7.
it's like, yeah, so it's like, it's not, I'm not trying to pile onto them, but it's like, oh, jeez, man, it's not cool that the mom is this gullible. It's not right. It's not right.
It's not right.
This comment, and that's how you start a religion, kids.
Yep.
Man, this top comment here. Bro, same, except mine came from actually seeing things. I hallucinated a kung fu dragon and karate tiger walking through the hallway, and being 4 to 5, they thought they were ghosts/spirits. So I told my mom I could see ghosts, and she believed me. Anyways, when I was 8, my dog died, and in the vet while they were putting him down, mid-crying fest, I walked up to the receptionist and told them I wasn't too upset because I could see ghosts, so I wasn't really losing him. That same year, I also told my classmate that I could see her great-grandpa, and she replied, mine is still alive. And not wanting to look like a liar, I said, well, you've got a surprise waiting when you get home.
Oh. Oh my God.
I screwed up reading that last bit because I couldn't believe what I was reading.
That's wild.
Welcome back to Kids Say the Darndest Things.
Kids, am I right?
Yeah, no, that's this mom sounds really draining and just
I hope that OP can distance themselves from like the toxicity, to be honest. I hope they have like a good support system now than when they were younger.
This last post is posted by user Perfect Pangolin 157. I broke my leg at work trying to throw up on the grass instead of on the sidewalk.
I almost picked that one. That's so funny.
It looked interesting to me. I'm like, I need to know how. So, I work in the ER. That's convenient. I had been feeling pretty nauseous that morning on my way to work, but had no other symptoms, so I just figured it was from reflux or something. When I got there, it was pouring rain. I was walking in, and then it hit me. I'm gonna puke. I didn't want to throw up on the sidewalk because that would be super embarrassing, so I ran to the grass. I don't know what that I haven't like thrown up in public in a long time, but when I was a kid, I got sick in public like a couple times, like at like outside school. Like I wasn't in school, but I was like outside of the school. I would always run to the grass. I don't know what it was. with like, I would much rather like throw up on the grass than like on like the pavement. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because someone has to clean that.
If it's on like the grass, it's just like, well, not my problem.
No, what? The rain will do it.
Yep, that's nature's problem now. I stepped on the grass and felt my leg snap. And that's all I remember because then I passed out. My coworker who was also coming in was like, what are you doing? Are you okay? I was like, I think I threw up on myself. If I even threw up. I might not have gotten that far. I think I hurt my ankle. Some more of my coworkers came out to put me in a wheelchair.
Did they
and I had to explain
black out? What the fuck happened?
I don't know. That's weird. And I had to explain how this happened to the attending, who was also my coworker. I broke my tibia, fibula, dislocated my ankle, and ruptured a ligament because I didn't want to be embarrassed by vomiting on the sidewalk.
That's absolutely something I would do.
Wow. I mean, like, sometimes, you know, you just step on something wrong and you like can like your ankle will like snap or something. You know, it's weird. Stranger things have happened, man. I tell all my friends and fam I just slipped in the rain though. Best believe though, next time I'll just puke on the sidewalk. Oh, and I never did throw up. I guess snapping my leg in the process resolved that issue.
Yes.
Yeah, your body was just like, oh, you gotta throw up? Oh, wait, no. New priority. Your legs fucking snapped in half. I hate throwing up.
Same.
As good as it feels afterwards, I hate the process of getting there because it takes me forever.
Bad.
It takes me decades. Top comment. Oh my god, I hate throwing up, so I'll note this down for the next time I'm nauseous. Snap my leg to avoid
yes.
it. Yeah.
That's smart.
All right, so what is this? This is a bonus confession from your boy, Darryl. We don't have to discuss this very much, but this one hit me in the youth, and I just needed to share it. I stole my classmate's Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon card in third grade.
I would have had to fight, go outside into the recess playground, and have to throw hands right then and there.
That's going to do it for confessions, everybody. Thank you for coming to this video. Hope you enjoyed.
If you guys want to listen to it on the go, on your phone, on literally anything that supports podcasts, go check it out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts because all the Reddit stories and our podcasts are on there. So check that out and give us a follow on there and maybe rate it because that'd be nice. If you want to follow me on literally any social media, it's at Certikit. If you want to follow the show, it's usually at the Daydream Arcade, except Twitter, because it's at Daydream Arcade.
And if you want to follow me, you can follow me at the Dairy Boy on any social media.
Bye.
Bye.